Shalom. I want to start by giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Baruch Kudash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us the scriptures, among other things, and salutations to all the Akim across the earth for doing this work in sincerity and in truth. So, Shalom. And just want to go into a short article it's concerning France. And it's from nu.nl, which is a very big news platform, They have a lot of news over there always. And the title is Riots in French Cities After Court Approval of Pension Reform. So there they made the age of the pension. Here they also did it, make it that you have to work on longer, basically. But yeah, when the kingdom is coming, these heathens, they're gonna work until death, like we used to do, during slavery. But basically this news article basically made me think about this scripture. I'm just gonna read it, and then I'm gonna jump into the article. So this is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 9 and 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. And that's true, these things, this is one of the things that has been going on, for a while. Don't forget, it was even before the C-19, if I think about it. The yellow vest in France, they were protesting for a couple of years, I think, maybe 2 years or something, or three, maybe. Not actually remember how long it was, but, they were basically turning France upside down, and now they heading that same direction again, And it's like the scripture in Second Esdras chapter 16, basically. Let me jump to that. Let me see. So this is the book of 15. This is the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and verse verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, so this unrest, and invading one another. Well, that's not really the case. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of the action shall stand in the power. So, like with the time of the yellow vest, so they basically going against the government, and yeah, they just turn the country upside down, fighting with the police and all those things. So let me jump to the article. France pensions reforms are largely allowed to proceed by the council that assesses whether laws conflict with the constitution. With this, French President Emmanuel Macron, Ladron, inside joke, may have cleared the final hurdle for raising the retirement age from 62 to 64, and which is funny because here they even make it to 67 and a half. The decision has sparked unrest in several cities, and there was unrest, and then they were waiting on this, basically on this court verdict, and because before that they also had some riots going on, and now they basically exploded again. In France, there have been fierce protests against the pension plans for more than a month. Millions of people are present at these demonstrations, and much is destroyed. And like there was in the same time with the yellow vest, they were really going at it. That was, like I said, that was for a couple of years, and now they're already a month busy with this protest, man. Oppositions parties such as Marine Le Pen's Rassemblement National are calling on demonstrators to vote against the current cabinet in the next elections because setting a car on fire isn't going to change anything, Le Pen said. Slovakia. Dissatisfied people also took the streets on Friday evening. Garbage and waste bins were set on fire in many places in Paris. Police used tear gas to quell the rioters. Riots also broke out in cities such as Lyon, Grenoble, and Nantes. Slovakia. It was already expected that the Constitutional Council would agree to that pension reforms. It hardly ever happens that the council rejects a bill, expert says. Voters cannot vote on pension reforms through a referendum. The Constitutional Council rejected a request to do so from many left-wing parliamentarians, reports Le Monde. Le Monde. The council is also scrapping six measures that are not considered important for the pension plans. Macron will sign the pension law within 48 hours, according to French media. The law would then take effect on September the 1st. Plans pushed through via the nuclear option. Macron and Prime Minister Elisabeth Borne had to take a controversial route to implement the pension reforms. For example, the government bypassed Parliament with the Constitution Article 49.3, also known as the nuclear option. Macron and Borne feared that the pension plan would not make it if Parliament voted on it. The government does not have a majority in the French lower house. Yeah, and that's funny, that's Esau. That's these things like this, shows us that we got the most just law from the Most High. Yahweh Basham Yahushai. Because even Esau is not keeping his own laws. He finds ways, so he's in the government, he make all these laws. So officially everybody got who's in the government, basically they have to vote on it, but then they do it by another way so that other people of the government cannot vote about it, so they are sure that they can push that new thing, that rule, that law, whatever they want to push, make sure that they can push it. Esau is wicked, man, hella wicked. So let me see. The nuclear option has been used 100 times before, 100 times before, but never for such a contagious subject. The oppositions then tried to overthrow the government with no confidence motions. Yeah, they had many of those here in Holland with the so-called Prime Minister Kutte. They'll say that they have no covenant. They don't. Basically they don't trust him. The opposition then tried to overthrow the government with the no confidence motions that failed due to a lack of support. Macron wants the new pension law to take effect this year. According to him, the pension system in France will be collapsed if the government does nothing about the retirement age. But the fun part is, here in Holland also. But the fun part is that I said that all that money that people are saving, so called, by a job and this and that for your pension. Those banks, they are investing in war. Just see what's going on. Taiwan being testing missiles. Or Taiwan. I mean, like North Korea. Japan is fearing. And look what China did with Taiwan. They surrounded it for military practice and stuff. So basically, the countries are showing their teeth. So yeah, we entering into that time. That's what it is. We entering to that time. So all these things are going on, you know. So this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Yeah, and that's what we're seeing, you know. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom and against kingdom, and there shall be famine and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Yeah, and that's what it is, you know. That's what it is. Countries getting ready to battle, you know. Let's get ready to rumble, showing their muscles, you know. People sick and tired, you know, ready to, like the scripture said, you know, the action shall stand in the power of their hands, you know. So like, yeah, and that's what it is. You know, they feel like, no, we don't accept. Look with the farmers here, you know, here in Holland. There was also a big thing, you know, surrounding the police stations and stuff, you know. They even shot at a young boy. And those farm vehicles, you know, with the big wheels and stuff, you know, they got some stuff, you know. Yeah. So basically, yeah, it's you know, if you look, you know, like Yahushua said to the disciples, you know, blessed are your eyes for they see. Let me grab that real quick. Let me see. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 16. But blessed are your eyes for they see, and your ears for they hear. Because in this chapter, you know, Yahushua was talking in parables, you know, to all those people, and the disciples asked him like, okay, why are you speaking in parables? You know, riddles, dark sayings, and stuff. Like people they ain't gonna get it. And he said, yeah, this is not for everybody to get it, you know, and that's also why a lot of people don't get. They don't understand the truth. It's not for them, you know. The majority of people will not get it. Yahushua said, yeah, if I would make it clear to them, then I should heal them, you know. But he was, you know, don't forget, he knew to the Father, Yahweh, he know exactly who is supposed to make it and who not, you know. And yeah, so he's explaining like, okay, this is not for everybody, so that's why the majority of the people will not understand it. Verse 17, for verily I say unto you that yeah. Now, let me read 16 again. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. Yeah, you have ears, you have eyes, but you can see something but don't understand what it is. You can hear something but don't get it. To the Spirit of Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahshai, we get those things, you know. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which you see and have not seen them, and and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them. Yeah, because we're living in that time, seeing these things going on. And this one, you know, basically sparks me to a couple of scriptures. Let me see. Let me jump to the book of Romans. Yeah, so this is the book of Romans, chapter 13 and 11. And that, knowing the time, now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believe. By seeing all these things going on, it shows us that we are close to the end. You know, we are close to the end. Seeing all these things going on. And I'm going to end it with this scripture. This is the book of Romans, chapter 11 and verse 7. What then? Israel had not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election had obtained it, and the rest were blinded. And that's what it is. If you understand this truth, you know, there's a big chance that you're part of the elect, you know. If you understand and see the things in the world and understand for what they are going on, for basically like, yeah, what's going on, then it's a blessing, man. That's a blessing that you shouldn't take lightly. Yeah, man. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it like that. So with that, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Wa Kodash, a double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone for teaching of scriptures, among other things, and salutations to Achim across the earth for doing his work in sincerity and in truth. So with that, gonna say Shalom.